Fabrizio Romano has said the medical has been done for Ricardo Calafiori, who is set to travel to the US from London together with his agents. Calafiori will sign a 5-year deal as an Arsenal player in the US. Some reports actually say he's already done that. Moving away from such people, what else have we got to discuss? As usual, big up yourselves for tuning in. Don't forget to smash the like button. As we know, pre-season preparations are well underway. Obviously, we dispatched Manchester United before losing on penalties, and there's a lot of good talking points in relation to that. I think Timber did well. I think Ethan did well. You know, obviously it was nice to win. A bit unfortunate about the penalties, but we keep it moving, people. Where Moreno is concerned, as you lot know, as we get away from Calafiori and that, you know, the final intricacies and details are being put on his contract, we can switch our attention to not only midfield but all areas that Mikel Arteta wants. And one name that is consistently linked with Arsenal Football Club is Mikel Merino. He's probably the man of the moment. Allegedly, it could be a pivotal week this week for Arsenal. Arsenal are prepared to advance in talks with Mikel Merino's camp next week after positive contacts. He's not the only name on the list, but well positioned. Price tag requested by Sociedad will be key. Allegedly, we hear anything from 20 to 30 million euros for the 28-year-old who has 1 year left on his contract. Crucially, Mikel Arteta appreciates him. As soon as Smith Rowe leaves, Arsenal can proceed. It's actually at the time of making this video Sunday and Emil Smith Rowe's birthday, essentially. So you'd imagine Monday or at some point that move is going to be done. As you know, Smith Rowe didn't play against Bournemouth. He was not in the squad full stop against Manchester United, and he's probably just at the club because he's contractually obliged to. So it does seem like he's leaving for 35 million pounds. Apparently, if you can get Moreno for 20 to 30 million, then indirectly it pays for itself, or the Calafiori deal. And you look at the outgoings that we could do, where Smith Rowe and Ketia, potentially Kivior, are concerned. On top of what else we've done, we're getting players in and getting decent fees, and we're also improving the squad. So it seems like Moreno's the man of the moment. Apparently, other journalists have said Arsenal's interest in Mikel Merino is alive after new talks in recent days. Atletico Madrid tried to include him in a deal for Robin Lenormand, but the player delayed. Barcelona are also interested, but are focused on other targets right now. That is something we've consistently heard. Arsenal will focus on Mikel Merino. Arsenal have been having conversations on the player side, and they're prepared to attack the situation on the club side as well once they've completed the formal part of the Calafiori deal. That is what Romano's also allegedly quoted to have said. And again, people, he's actually made his flight, so there you have that. Okay, it wouldn't be a DG stream without some freezing. Emil Smith Rowe is one English player, but another English player linked with a move away from Arsenal Football Club. Nottingham Forest are allegedly interested in signing Aaron Ramsdale this summer, but want the England international on loan. As you know, the 26-year-old is struggling. What do you lot make of such? Because I'm sure Arsenal would like to sell him, but, you know, he could leave, obviously remind everyone how good he is, and then leave for a profit. He's on over 100 grand a week. Arsenal allegedly are considering offers, or only prepared to consider offers of 35 million pounds upwards. So I'm not too sure. This actually says 50 million is the asking price. Nottingham Forest are not going to buy him permanently, so this could be something, provided they take on all of his wages. How legit is the interest in Aaron Ramsdale from Nottingham Forest? It was Southampton 1 week. Apparently, Sam Johnson is another target for Forest people, as after falling behind Dean Henderson at Selhurst Park. So is Ramsdale, is there legitimate interest, or is the common denominator that he's a goalie that could quote unquote be available? We'll have to see exactly what's going on. If Forest wait on moving for Ramsdale until late in the window, then they may miss out on Johnson. Arsenal also looking to bring another keeper, with Aaron Ramsdale expected to leave, and have already seen a bid turned down for Wolves stopper Daniel Bentley. The 31-year-old has only ever made 5 Premier League appearances, but is very experienced at lower levels. He's played over 400 games, you know, for Bristol City, Brentford and Southampton. And apparently he's been left out of Wolves' new kit launch, if that's anything to read into, folks. Liverpool and Spurs are to make a move for Gyökeres. We was linked with him last week, and apparently we're preparing a 60 million pound bid, but we will face competition. Liverpool and Spurs have been name dropped, obviously, as well as Arsenal. Chelsea have been name dropped as well. He got 43 goals in 49 games across all comps last season, and 15 assists to go with that, and I think 29 in the league. So you can see why he's drawing a lot of interest. interest. And, you know, for Sporting Lisbon, if they do decide to sell him, whether his release clause is activated or they negotiate something else, people, they only paid 16.9 million for him, people. And it doesn't appear that Arsenal are willing to pay his 86 million pounds, probably 100 million release clause, people. So at the moment, Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus, who looks fairly decent in pre-season, seem to be the targets and our options, better yet, going into next season. It wouldn't be a transfer window if Arsenal weren't linked with Rafinha. Apparently, Arsenal are in the market for a new winger and have been told what it will take to sign Rafinha this summer. Reports in Spain suggest Arsenal are willing to spend 50 million euros, which equates to 42.3 million quid. He's got interest from other Premier League teams, allegedly, as well as Saudi Arabia. Whether that interest is legit, I don't know. We were linked with him when he was at Leeds United. He seems a lot stronger on the right-hand side than the left-hand side. So unless Saka is going to move over there, which I don't want to see, how much game time is he really going to get? Surely we need someone with a bit more versatility. But we've been linked with Rafinha and Gyökeres. Again, you know, Gyökeres seems to still be there. Allegedly, Josh Kroenke vowed to oppose taking Prem matches to America despite huge offers from US broadcasters. I mean, that's different, really, because you'd imagine, regardless of the nationality, you know, all they see is money. And you would have thought, you know, expanding in America, obviously him being American owners, Arsenal for the last 2, maybe even 3 years have been over there. It would make sense, people. Apparently, FIFA are ready to endorse the plan after setting up a working group to study the issue. Premier League clubs appear divided on what would be a dramatic change, with Chelsea also thought to be in favour. We'll have to see, people. Apparently, Josh Kroenke allegedly said, while it does sound attractive to a broadcaster or to FIFA, we're happy with the current arrangement in the schedule, both domestically and in Europe. As a club, we have worked incredibly hard on and off the pitch the past few years, and with input led by this group. Our goal is to re-establish a meaningful connection with our supporters, help shape club policy where appropriate, and develop trust in the direction we're heading as a club. Fair enough. For anyone who's been at the Emirates the past few years, what we have now is very special. I believe the people in this room have helped turn our home stadium into a fortress. Fair enough. I wouldn't quite say a fortress, but we are getting there. We want to host as many matches as possible so our players feel the love and injection of energy that is provided by our fans. And, you know, you can see our season. It kicks off against Wolverhampton on the 17th of August and it ends away at Southampton, people, which a trip to St. Mary's does scare me, people. Moving away from that, allegedly, Osimhen has a super offer from a top European club, as Napoli have probably admitted making a mistake on him. I don't think anybody cares, but nonetheless, Arsenal, Chelsea and PSG have been persistently linked. PSG apparently have agreed personal terms, but agreeing a fee with Napoli is the issue. So it is what it is, people. He said, we made some mistakes in the management of Osimhen. I arrived at Napoli in mid-July and I knew there would have been a super offer for one of the biggest teams in Europe, from one of the biggest teams in Europe. In hindsight, perhaps we could have sold him. So, I mean, it seems like you're pricing him out of a move and you got to probably stop being greedy. Apparently, Arsenal are still confident of signing Nico Williams this summer, as they believe that Barca can't afford the Euro 2024 star. Barca will find a way to get the money. Maybe he wants to stay at Bilbao. PSG are linked with him and he's a top target. So we can't count our chickens before they hatch. And I mean, if they can't afford him and he does want to sign for Arsenal, why not? Apparently, however, Arsenal believe there's no way that Barca can afford to sign Williams, despite Barcelona's president Joan Laporte's recent statements in which he expressed confidence of buying the winger. I mean, we can't pocket watch. We love Nico Williams. I don't think anybody expects us to get him. You would have seen in the last few days, allegedly, Arsenal have initiated discussions with Paris Saint-Germain for Fabian Ruiz. There's some rumours of a loan sort of deal being drawn up, but we'll have to see. Arsenal, as well as Liverpool, are being linked with Borussia Dortmund's Daniel Marlin. He was previously an Arsenal player. The 25-year-old would be welcome after being a former Gooner, but I don't really think there's a need or a point, if I'm completely honest with you. And as we know, people, Smith Rowe was not available for the game against Man United, as he's expected to join Fulham next week. The final details to sort before getting it done, says Romano. Talks at advanced stages. Once again, Mikel Arteta said things are happening in the background. So where Emil Smith Rowe is concerned, we'll have to see where the Fabian Ruizes, the Morenos, the Nico Williams, the Rafinhas, the Gyökeres, Calafiori seems to be a player. There's a lot of unpack and there's a lot to do. Let me know your thoughts, people, on everything we've discussed. Do check out the rest of the other content. Most importantly, stay safe, stay blessed. Peace.
Like